How to Succeed at Preliminary Dressage is sponsored by Equifeast.
Hello and welcome to Horse and Country's How to Succeed at Prelim series. I'm Jenny Rudel and today we're going to be looking at how to warm up safely and effectively for your prelim dressage test. Going to your first show can be incredibly intimidating, especially in the warm-up arena. So today I'm here with Keith Robertson from Wild Farm Dressage, and we're going to look at how to do a warm-up in as safe as possible way. And we've got two lovely horses and riders with us again today, Alice and Amore, who I'm sure you'll recognise from our first two episodes where we looked at how to dress the horse, and we also looked at the elements involved in the test. So who else have we got here today?
Our second rider today is Sarah and her young horse Adonis, who's another 5-year-old. Again, quite an experienced combination. They're here to give us an idea of what it's like riding in with other horses.
Fantastic. And can you just very quickly remind us at what level Alice and Amore were at?
Yeah, they're both looking at competing at their first few shows of Prelim. She's had a couple of outings, and now it's just a mileage episode of just getting out as often as she can.
Brilliant. And so to start with, there are obviously going to be issues riding in an arena with loads of other horses. What are the rules of the arena?
It's really obviously all designed to be safe and sensible. The most basic rule is pass left to left. So if you're tracking out on the left rein, people are going to be passing on your inside. If you're on the right rein, then obviously you have to move over to allow them to pass you.
And what about the different paces? I mean, at home you give way to people on the outside track. What's the rules in the warm-up arena? Realistically,
you want to try to give way to people in the higher pace. So if you've got somebody that's cantering around the outside and you're only trotting, try to move out of their way. Use your common sense more than anything.
And what about lateral movements? In the higher, when we get onto different tests, there may be people going sideways. What's the rule there?
Again, it's a common sense issue. If you see somebody and you've got a little bit of prior warning, try to move out of their way. Somebody in the middle of a more complicated movement may not be able to stop as easily as you.
And what kind of common problems do you see when you're watching people in the warm-up arena?
A lot of it comes down to nerves, so they stop riding like they would do at home and they start either staring at their horse's head or ears or take their focus off of what else is happening. So nerves play a big part. Try to ride like you do at home, but keep your eyes up and look around you.
So looking ahead at all times.
Absolutely.
What about other horses? Now, obviously we do have youngsters here who can play up a little bit. Would you tell someone that your horse was a youngster, or if it kicked, what would you do?
I'd certainly try to make it known if the horse was prone to kicking or having moments of problems. But generally speaking, you want to be responsible for your own horse. So mind on the job, focus on what you're doing and get that horse in and confident in the arena.
And I suppose if you're going to your first competition, you should have some of these issues sorted at home first.
Very much so. A lot of nerves will take an effect on the horse anyway, obviously. But you know, look out for yourself. Keep an eye on the other horses. If there are other young horses or novice riders, then it can have a big bearing on what you're going to do.
So I'm guessing that having a good warm-up plan at home to take to the arenas is going to help you in any problems. So can you talk us through what would you recommend as a warm-up?
Definitely. The most common thing is obviously you want to work through the paces and the general movements you're going to encounter. The horse is going to set some of the tone for you. So if you come in and the horse is a little bit fretful, you're not going to want to walk for 15 or 20 minutes. So if they come in and they need to be occupied, feel free, get trotting. Best thing I can suggest is pop yourself on the left rein, then hopefully you'll get interrupted as little as possible because you have priority tracking left to left. Get out, get trotting, try and use some of that energy and let it just roll out of them naturally so you're not fighting them just to stay in the walk at that early stage.
And would you ride through separate school movements? Would you ride through the test? How would you work it?
I would tend to ride the horses you feel they've needed to be ridden at home. So if you feel there's a particular issue you'd like to address while you're there without making too much of an ordeal of it, yeah, ride 1 or 2 movements. I wouldn't try and ride the whole test. You won't have the space. You could have as many as 20 other people in there warming up with you if it's a big show. So try and find yourself a space, a quiet corner or something, or somewhere that you can ride that one movement you'd like to focus on. But the basics are get in there, walk, trot, canter, see how your horse feels and make a judgment call on the day.
If you did suddenly find yourself having loads of problems, the horse going backwards and not obeying you, is there anything you can do to help? Would you get someone on the ground?
It's very difficult in that sort of situation. You shouldn't have somebody in there directly teaching you.
Okay.
It's not acceptable in the warm-up to be having a lesson, and obviously there's not enough space for that to happen. If you've got somebody that's there helping, yeah, if there's a problem and the horse won't even go forwards, maybe even in the walk, then yes, you can have somebody come in and lead you around. But they're not there to be designed to be giving you a lesson and teaching you how to ride the horse. That needs to be sorted at home. have somebody in, they can lead you around for a few minutes and then try and go again. Otherwise, keep yourself well clear of the horses and try and be safe all the time.
Now, something I know I personally have problems with is timing. I get into the ring and well, how long do I need to be warming up for? This is obviously something that's going to face people if they've never done it before. What would be your advice?
Again, use what you do at home. So yes, the horse is maybe going to be a little bit more fretful or a little bit more excited when they go to a show, but use your routine at home as a guide. So say it maybe takes you 30 minutes to warm up at home. Give yourself that same time plus a little bit, so you've got a margin for error. If you suddenly feel the horse is really attentive and really listening, give them an extra walk. So you're not wasting their energy and you're not running out of time coming towards your test. Give them an extra walk, then go back and do another 5 minutes work.
So basically what you're saying is practice your warm-up at home.
Very much so.
Get it right. Yeah, get it right, routine, and then once you're at your test, then you can start working through it.
Yeah, the horse understands the routine, and if you suddenly start replicating that in a warm-up, they start to relax because of that routine.
That's fantastic advice, and I'm loving the bit you said at the beginning about starting on that left rein, so you know you've got the track. Absolutely brilliant, thank you very much. So it looks like Alison and Moray are warmed up and ready to ride their test, and we hope you guys at home have found some of the tips we've given you here today useful. Join us next time when we'll be looking at how to actually ride the test to please the judges.